Hello, I'm Mike, and let's be honest, editing is the one thing that stops most podcasters dead in their tracks. I've been covering it for 15 years plus on this YouTube channel, but it's way complicated, that software, and overkill for today's content creation age. Now there's things like text-based editing from tools like Descript, and that made things really easy, but what if I told you there's an even better way? So in this video, I've rounded up the top alternatives to Descript, including one piece of kit that's an all-in-one recording and AI editing powerhouse, by the way, and it's going to save you hours. So let's find out what it is. And we'll start with my number one pick, which frankly changes everything. Riverside. Now, you might have heard me talk about this before for recording, but the editor is where the real magic happens. So you've recorded a show, and I've got one recorded earlier here. You'll see once you get the recording of both sides of the conversation, you'll get a lovely edit button down here. Let's click it. Now, you'll see just like Descript, Riverside gives you a full transcript, and editing your video is as simple as editing text. Look at this. I can play this.
What is it?
And then I can actually select what is it right there and hit the delete key on my keyboard. And then I can play this.
The golden energy. How can we connect with it?
So you see, I've just cut out that phrase. Let's put it back in.
The golden energy. What is it? How can we connect with it?
That is mind-blowing. I used to have to go through waveforms and select things and be really OCD about my edits. Now I just edit a document and my podcast is getting polished. So there you go. You can edit like text, and you can see the different speakers are labeled perfectly. And we've even got a multi-track down here if you're feeling sorrow and loss of like multi-track editing tools. If you're an old veteran, you can do it that way as well in the cloud, which absolutely blows my mind as someone who worked in software installed on my computer 10 or 15 years ago. But here's where Riverside gets really powerful, and the secret weapon are the AI tools over in this side of the editor. If I click this, I've got a ton of stuff, but look at this. I can not only remove pauses from my podcast, but I can also remove those pesky filler words, those ums, those ahs. And you'll see in this episode alone, there are 425 of them. That will make my podcast sound better if I just click with one click. Look at this. Apply. It goes ahead, it uses smart AI, and it was as simple as that. It's done. I've cut all the filler stuff right out of my podcast episode. And it doesn't stop there. If I click the back button and go here, you might have noticed this made for you area here with a 27 in a nice bubble. If I click that, now you'll see when this loads up and I scroll down, I've got magic clips. What are magic clips? AI generated clips of your recorded content. Look at this. They are all vertical shorts for social media, complete with animated captions. It's kind of like having your own content creation team built right into the program. So now I'm in editing one of these clips. I can go in, select my favorite captions and play back.
This is really interesting.
And you'll see the captions actually appear on the short, and the short is ready to export using this button up here. You see, that is the key to it with these modern AI-assisted tools. It's a seamless workflow. You record in one app, studio quality, of course. You edit with powerful AI-assisted tools right there in the same place. And there's no more downloading and uploading of massive files, importing them to an app, doing one process, moving them to another app. It just works. Next up, we'll look at a lightweight program that works on my Mac, iMovie, or if you're on PC, maybe Windows Movie Maker. Is that what it's called? Let's go in and create a movie. Okay, so I can import media by dragging and dropping it. That's that downloading of the big 47-minute file. Now you can see it works perfectly well, and for a free program that's bundled with Mac, and the same with Windows, you know, it's pretty straightforward to drag things into a timeline. I can use this scroll wheel over here to zoom in, and indeed I can make a manual edit.
Hi, Ingvar, hello.
And I can say, oh yes, I'd like to split there. So Command B on my keyboard, and then we'll go maybe over here to the start of that next speaking and Command B again. Now you'll see I can zoom right in on this clip, and I can drag this away and make manual edits like this and like this if I want to. But, you know, it's not the most intuitive as AI assistants, and there's no, to my knowledge, text-based editing, so you can do a lot of editing in that app, but it's all manual and by hand. Now, don't get me wrong, you can go to audio and video here and you can bring in different sounds. So if I want a sci-fi sweep, I can put that on another track and turn the volume down underneath, which is great. I can go ahead and head into titles and look at all these presets I get. So I can put the title of my podcast over the top right here. And it's so easy to go in and edit the text. Welcome to the show. Let's get rid of that one and let's pull in some pixie dust. Welcome to the show. That looks really good. And I've got to say, the iMovie titles and transitions are pretty cool for a free bundled app. Let's try one more because I'm in the mood of this now. And we've got this, pull the focus. Look at that. That is definitely really cool. Same with transitions. We can select one, pop it in, and we can actually see that transition happening in real time right there. So if you don't mind a little bit of manual editing and you want something that's basically free, then look at the native apps on your Mac or your Windows PC. But I really would advise spending a bit of time, effort, and money to grab a tool that gets the job done for you in the most efficient way. Finally, in this video, we'll look at one of my old favorites. I'll import the video file to Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, I use this a lot in my own content creation and video production process. You'll notice when I drag this in and pop it into the timeline here, I get a little editor, and you'll also see over here in text under transcript, it will start transcribing my file, and it will give me the ability to edit using text. So I can select and I can delete just like in Riverside. But it's a lot more of a learning curve to understand every nook and cranny of Adobe Premiere Pro. Now, don't get me wrong, this edit has been made right here and I can cut and trim to my heart's content. I can also hop up into the color panel, and if you want to do color correction on your video, well, nothing is going to beat Premiere Pro in terms of making your video pop out and look really good. We've also got graphical templates like Adobe Stock here, and even if you haven't got a premium account, you can choose free dynamic openers that you can pop onto your podcast. And when it's imported, you can go ahead, pop this open, look at the panel, and edit the text if you like so, and it will update over here. So you get all of that, plus integration with After Effects for motion graphics, Adobe Audition for real precise tidying up of audio. But for podcasting, frankly, that's kind of like using a sledgehammer to crack a nut. It lacks the fast text-based workflow and podcast-specific AI tools that save you so much time. So while Adobe Premiere Pro is powerful for really heavy video editing, an iMovie or Windows Movie Maker might get you started. What's the verdict? Hollywood can go to Premiere Pro. But if you're a podcaster who wants to publish quick, Riverside is the best option in my opinion. I hope you've enjoyed this roundup of tools, and if you have, well, click the link down below. There's a free Get Started link for Riverside where you can find out how easy it is to start a podcast yourself. Thank you so much for watching this video. Subscribe and also like, because more videos coming soon, just like this one. And YouTube is showing a video on your screen now you should watch next. Thanks.